Hey, it's Eric. Welcome back to my place. So I've been thinking a lot about loss lately. When I was younger, before bed, my parents would have to console me because I was so worried that they would die and that was inevitable. And they would tell me that it wasn't going to happen for a long, long time. I shouldn't be worrying about it now. And they were right, but as time goes on, that draws nearer, and I hate thinking about that. When I was a bit older, we had this dog, Max. Sweetest little guy. He was a cross of a Japanese Chin and a Maltese, a little guy, little white dog. I loved him to bits. And after I moved out from home, because of some family issues, we had to give him to a woman. And he passed away in her care, just old age, in his sleep. And sometimes I forget that he's gone because I wasn't there, he wasn't home, he was just gone. And it's weird processing things like that. Sometimes I'll do that disaster training where I prepare myself for tragedy, just thinking, putting yourself in the headspace of if there was a fire at home and you lost everything, what would you take? Or if you just got a call out of the blue that day that your mom or dad had died, or anything like that, just preparing for tragedy. But you're never really prepared when it comes. So I've been thinking about that a lot lately, loss, and how it's tied to love. You know, Benjamin Franklin said that there's two certainties in life, but I think loss should be the third. Loss of innocence, passions, loss of my own life, which is terrifying. Loss of culture. The list goes on. Things that you love and hold dear. But none of those things were ever mine to begin with. I'm just the current steward of my possessions that will move on to some other caretaker. I'm just a background character in someone else's life. Long past my final days, the things I love will only bear the mark of how I took care of them, how I looked after them. The scar of a dog-eared page, a soft smile brought on by a sweet moment shared in memory. Sometimes when I'm going through a used bookstore, I like to see and find those messages and notes written between people in the first few pages of a book. It's kind of a look into the history of a book, not bound by its pages. But in the end, we are all struck by loss. It's the tragic product of love, over the course of time. But if I have no control over the time I have left, I would be an absolute fool not to fill it with love. Anyway, thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you next time. I'm gonna go inside. Oof, it's cold.